Hey and welcome along, this is Martin from Done for Fit Pros, and I'm super excited because we're getting into the Facebook advertising platform right now. And just to quickly recap, we've done your ad copy, the hooks and the images, we've set up the landing page through ClickFunnels, we've connected our email marketing, and we've set up an application form through Woofu. Then we went and we set up the pixels and we've put it on our landing pages. View pixel was on the first page and the lead pixel was on the second page. And now we're getting into setting up your Facebook ad account metrics. Now, I've been very fortunate enough for the past 12 months to work with multiple fitness business owners. People who really have paid quite a lot of money to get knowledge from experts in terms of their Facebook marketing. And I kind of still saw that a lot of these people that I worked with initially when they came with me, they didn't really know whether their ads were actually working or how they were performing on Facebook. Now, one of the key things to remember is we utilize Facebook as a platform to get us sales, and while sales always trumps whatever marketing that we do, in terms of like we don't really care how it performs on the platform, we have to be friends with Facebook in the way that we need to manage a relationship. So when Facebook says you're showing some information to the audience that is offensive or that is not really in line with the guidelines on Facebook, we need to listen to that, because Facebook ultimately provides us with a platform to get those clients. And when Facebook don't like us anymore and we're not running our ads according to their guidelines, Facebook's basically going to tell us to get off the platform, and by means of blocking our account. So absolutely, we always need to make sure that we run Facebook ads that are in line with the guidelines. So I'm going to show you how to set that up right now in this, how to set up the Facebook ad account metrics. And it's very easy. It's a very simple video, and I'm actually not going to do it on my actual account. I've just got a new client on board, and I really want to show you. I haven't really been into this account. It is an account that runs in South Africa at the moment. I've never really been into this account, so whatever we're gonna see in this account is gonna be a surprise to me as much as it's gonna be for you. But I'm gonna set up how to see whether the ads are performing. Now, they were running ads before getting on board, obviously, with me, and actually I just signed up this client just a day or two ago. So I'm going to get into this account, and I'm going to set this account up so that I can see what metrics they've had in the last couple of weeks. Now, I can see they've only run some ads since the 20th of December. I thought they were running ads before then, but whatever the case may be, let's dig into this. Now, the first thing is, this is your platform where you're going to see most of your ads. And what we want to do is we want to change all of these columns, because this doesn't really mean anything to me. We want to change it so it means something, so we can drive sales, we can drive how we put out the ad there with Facebook, and so they can make sure Facebook likes us, and they show that we're putting out information to their audience that helps us get business. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to this columns where it says performance. And you want to click on that, and then you want to customize these columns. Now we're going to get into this right now. So there's a certain sequence. We've got 3 areas over here, and which is columns that we've got categories in. Here's tick boxes that we can tick, and here's the columns that display on this platform here. So we want to make sure that we categorize these columns on this side so it makes sense for us. So here's the way we're going to do that. Campaign, then we're going to go budget. Then after budget, budget. Then we've got delivery. Then we want to go amount spent. Then we want to go results, which is already there. Amount, budget. Okay, slight difficulty there. Delivery, amount spent, results. Then we want cost. Then we want reach. Now, what is not in here, what we need to take out first is this ends and schedule. We don't really need that. So what is not in here is CTR all, and basically unique CTR. So unique CTR. So we want to go after the reach. We've got CTR, unique CTR link. Let's actually change that to unique CTR all. That's what it should be. There we go. And then basically we want clicks. Same situation. Clicks. So we have unique clicks all and unique clicks. So we want to put that in there. I'm going to just move that relevance score. Now we're looking for frequency. Frequency, we've got that. We put that after. Unique clicks all. Then we have relevance score, which is already there, and now we're just looking for feedback. Now I'm going to explain to you everything how that works. So we've got relevance score, negative and positive feedback. So just make sure all that is fine. Now bottom left, we want to save that as a preset. We call that metrics, and we apply. Okay. So then we go top right. We say change that date timer. We change that to lifetime. Whoops, lifetime. We update. Then we make sure this column says metrics. Okay, it's metrics, and then we say set as default. Okay, so now the account is set up. Now, obviously, we are in front of the account. So this is the campaigns by itself. We can now see there's a bit more money spent since actually September, really. So basically, we are at campaign level right now. The only way that we judge, so Facebook has changed a little bit. They said keep the campaign the same, keep the ad set the same, but we judge the ad on the ad. So we need to go to ad level. So here we are on campaign level. It says campaign there. So we click on that. Now it says ad set, right? So what we need to do from there is basically click on this ad, which this ad set was Cape Town. So now we see ad name. Now we can see how this ad was performing or not performing, or what the problems were with this ad, because we've set up this metrics, and I'm going to run them through with you right now. This ad campaign was obviously set up as a page post engagement, and let me just you see this has changed again. So just click that to relevance, okay, or to metrics. Okay, now we've got better, right? Okay, so beautiful. So amount spent was this amount. This is how much money we've spent. The results were post engagement were 3,371. The cost was like that cost. The reach, it reached this amount of people. The click-through rate was 6.02. Now, typically here's where we will see our first problem. If that CTR is below 1.5%, we will typically see that there is a typical problem with the campaign. And that's just a general metric for me to know, okay? So I'll give you guys, in the membership website, I'll give you a PDF form that explains all of these numbers as well. So CTR all is a very important number. These other metrics here, this next few metrics is not that important in the next three. It just gives me an overview of like how many clicks and how many unique people we've reached, basically, clicks all, etc., or how many clicks was on the ad. The most important metrics is the last four ones, okay? This is frequency, relevance, positive score, positive feedback, and negative feedback, okay? So the frequency, you never want that frequency to be above 2.5%. The reason for that is very simple. The average number of times each person saw your ad. Now, Facebook says, if the person has seen your ad 2.5 times and they haven't taken the required or designated action that you wanted them to take, then we'll start charging you more, because then obviously that person is not interested. That is just Facebook's logic. So once you get that frequency above 2.5% or 2.5, you are paying a bit more for your ad. So you always want to look at the frequency. If you're getting in applications and you're making money on the back end, then yeah, okay, absolutely, that's fine. Then you can run that up, but it's a judgment call, really. So if 1 or 2 or 3 P's on a large scale make a difference to you, then, you know, per click, then you absolutely want to change that. If you're advertising to 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 people, that makes a change. But the most important metrics these days is the relevance score, the positive and negative feedback, okay? So this relevance here is 9. So Facebook is saying out of 10, how relevant is the information that you are showing, or the ad that you are showing to the audience, how relevant is it to those people? Okay, so we can see that's a 9. So that's a really high score. If that was a 1, 2, and a 3, I would say you're showing the wrong ad to the wrong audience completely. You need to change everything. If that was a 4, 5, and a 6, I would say just change your hook and your image, because people are just, there's something in the ad that people aren't responding well to it. When it's a 7, an 8, and a 9, you're doing great. And when you get a 10, then I always say, come and teach me, because then you obviously know a lot more than I do. The positive score here is the amount of times that people hide your ad or engage with your ad. So positive always needs to be higher or at least equal to negative score. All right, so if this was high and this was high, that will still be fine. If this was high and this is medium, then that's perfectly fine, or even low, then it's perfectly fine. However, if this was positive low and this was high, then it means there's something offensive or something the audience aren't responding well to your ad. So these are just the metrics that you can look at, and that's basically how to set up your Facebook ad account to know whether your ads are performing well. Now what I will do is put a PDF below this as well to say, when your CTR roll is below 1.5, what to do, and when your frequency is high, what to do, and also what these metrics, relevant, positive and negative, what to do when those metrics aren't looking too great. But all in all, now I can see this person's ad account. There's nothing really wrong with this ad account. Let's see what's going on here. Let me just let me go back to the start, because obviously update, change that to metrics. Okay, and then say set as default. Now let's refresh the screen. Okay, so let's look at the second one. So we've got audience B here, and we can see 7 high and medium. So the ads are performing pretty well. They're getting engagement. However, these people aren't getting sales, so that's why obviously they've got me involved. So we're gonna have a look at their account and see what we can do for them. Right, so that's how to set up your Facebook ad account, so that you can know whether the ads are actually performing well on the actual platform, and whether what to do when it's not performing well on platform, because we want to be friends with Facebook. And so that's all for this this module. This is Martin from Done for Fit Pros, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers, bye bye.